Beep boop 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 boop. Use that for the video. Hey guys, it's Joseph from BlackboxMyCar, and today we're going to be introducing the Cobra Road Scout, a 2-in-1 dash cam plus radar detector combination. Let's take a look. So let's talk about the Cobra Road Scout. We were actually introduced to this product early this year when we went to CES 2020 and met with the Cobra team. So Cobra actually won the CES 2020 Honoree Award with the Cobra Road Scout. So we're very excited to introduce this to you today. Like I said before, the Cobra Road Scout incorporates both a dash cam as well as a radar detector into one unit. You know, these 2-in-1 units, they seem unique, but they're not actually that new. They're actually quite common in countries like Russia. If you look on Amazon, you can actually find sub $200 radar dash cam combinations. But that said, you do get what you pay for, subpar radar detector integrated with a subpar dash cam. By comparison, this is why we're bringing the Cobra Road Scout into the market. This is where you're gonna be paying a little bit more for this unit, but that said, you're gonna get the quality, reliability, as well as performance that you'd expect from Cobra. So let's talk about the design itself. When you look at the Cobra Road Scout, what does it remind you of? Probably a pair of binoculars, eh? Or probably the old arches of a Corvette. That said, it doesn't look like a traditional dash cam and radar detector that you'd expect. On the side, you're gonna find a USB port, a power cable port, as well as a micro SD card port. Within the box itself, it does come with a 16 gig micro SD card, and the unit does allow for you to expand up to a 32 gig micro SD card. That said, we're not really a big fan of the fact that it's only expandable up to 32, but the unit itself does shoot in 1080p, which means 32 gigs should be enough for you to shoot a lot of videos. Now on the top of it, you're gonna find the power button. If we take a look at the side facing the driver itself, we're gonna see all of our buttons right here. You get your screen that tells you when the radar detector is working or any other alerts, as well as another button right here. This is actually quite different from other traditional radar detectors where most of them actually have their buttons at the top of the unit itself. So in this case, it's quite convenient in that you're gonna be able to see all of the action on the front of the screen right away. When you buy the Cobra Road Scout, you're gonna get a variety of goodies in the box itself, starting with the carrying case. You don't get a carrying case when you buy a dash cam, so this carrying case allows you to carry all of your goodies in. Next thing, you've got the 16 gig micro SD card like we talked about earlier. The next thing is the smart cord USB that comes with the Road Scout. So this is your power cable that all you need to do is plug into the side of the unit and you're gonna get it working right away. One thing that we didn't particularly like is the fact that there's no hard wiring option with the Road Scout. So for those of you who currently have the direct wire power cord or the smart wire power cord for your Escort or Beltronics radar detector, you can't use it if you want to transfer over to the Road Scout. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The only way to power the Road Scout would be through your 12-volt cigarette adapter in your vehicle. Next thing is the micro USB cord. So you only really need to use this if you want to transfer your dash cam footage over to your computer. So, last but not least, my favorite thing about the Road Scout is the easy magnetic mount itself. So what you see right here is a suction cup mount, but it also comes with a little magnetic piece right here that you can stick right onto the Cobra Road Scout itself. We did do a quick test with the magnetic mount because we know what a lot of you guys are saying, suction cup mount may not necessarily be secure. So we did find a nice little piece of plastic right here just as a quick test. We're gonna stick this bad boy on. Just to show you, it stays on pretty well. So we can see that if we stick this on a windshield, I think it'll be pretty sturdy. And the best part we think about the Road Scout is that you can easily take this off, and say you're going on a road trip, you can move this from one car to the other. So a while back, our friend Ariel at Vortex Radar did a review himself of the Cobra Road Scout. And what he mentioned is that the Cobra Road Scout is actually an updated version of the discontinued Cobra DSP 9200 BT model. We did some digging, and what we found out was that the DSP 9200 BT was a pretty well-received radar detector at the time, delivering a performance that rivals the Escort Max and even the Beltronics GT7 in terms of radar detection and false alert rejection. Of course, the Road Scout isn't going to give you the same performance as a top-of-the-line radar like the Escort Redline, but as a mid-tier radar detector, it's pretty good. Cobra ended up further improving the BSM filtering as well as adding a GPS Defender database. So if you're familiar with Escort as well as Cobra radars, they're now basically essentially using the same technology. With the Cobra Road Scout, it has built-in Bluetooth, so you can pair it with your phone and connect to it using the Cobra iRADAR app. What that means is with the iRADAR app, you can share cloud alerts with other drivers that are on the road, as well as those using the Escort Live app. That means that those of you who are using Cobra radars as well as Escort radars, you guys will be able to share live real-time data across one another. So you can always be sure of sharing the most up-to-date data for those on the road. Video quality wise, if we're comparing the Road Scout with the Escort M1, it's gonna be about the same because the manufacturers are actually the exact same. However, compared with the Viofo A119 V3, the ThinkWare F800 Pro, as well as the Blackview DR750, this dash cam does pale in comparison. If you were to ask us what we didn't like about the dash cam portion of the Road Scout, it would be the fact that it doesn't come with parking mode recording. The Road Scout isn't one of those where you can just set it and forget it, unfortunately. It is one where it's a two-in-one device that makes it really convenient for you to move from car to car, especially with the magnetic mount. In regards to parking mode protection, the Road Scout isn't going to provide that for you. So let's move on to the radar portion of the Road Scout. One thing you guys will notice when you guys first turn it on is the fact that it is really loud. So on the turn dial, like that, that's annoying. That will get annoying very fast. So one thing you can do with the turn dial on the right-hand side of the radar is turn it right down to a level which you'll appreciate. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna turn it all the way down because the radar is on and it's detecting me. So on the left side of the radar, you'll see a couple of different buttons and they're pretty intuitive. You're gonna get your mute button, your sensitivity button, as well as your brightness button. So let's talk about the sensitivity. Rather than city or highway that you get from most radars, with this, pressing the sensitivity button will change it from low, medium, high, as well as auto. Now let's move on to the brightness button. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you press it, it will change the brightness of the screen itself. Now, if you hold the sensitivity button as well as the brightness button, it'll take you to the general menu. You can use the dial to change your navigation options, and then you can press mark to head into the menu, and then you can press mark again to confirm a certain setting. The box itself comes with a user manual, so you'll be able to read it and get all the instructions you need to get the most out of your Road Scout. If you found that these buttons are a little bit too unintuitive, we feel ya, and there is an easier way. Cobra has released two apps, one for the radar component and the other for the dashcam component. One is called iRADAR and the other one is called Drive HD. And these two apps is something we're gonna go through with you today. After you connect to it on your iRADAR app, you'll be able to see a couple of things, including updating the radar settings itself, being able to see exactly where you are on the map, putting in real-time alerts like police spotted, photo enforcement to traffic jams. And remember, these alerts are shared with the Escort Live app for other Escort radars, so you guys will be able to share these real-time alerts across the global community. turn on your traffic, mute, and a lot more as well. So let's just take a look at the settings themselves. You guys will be able to change your radar settings, Bluetooth settings, general settings, etc., etc. So let's talk about the Drive HD portion of the dash cam. Remember, that's the app that connects to the dash cam portion of the Road Scout. When you first load it up, you'll be required to log into the Wi-Fi network of the Road Scout. The default password is 1234567 After you have it connected, boom, you'll be able to see the live view version of what the dash cam is seeing right away. On the app itself, you'll be able to adjust all the settings similar to the iRADAR. So stuff like video settings, system setting, camera information, as well as just general app settings as well is something you'll be able to see. As well, on top of that, you'll be able to grab all the footage that the dash cam is currently shooting. Cool, yeah. So we can see right here that it's currently recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Both the iRADAR and the Drive HD app is available on the Android and the iOS store right now. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a top tier 4K dash cam or a top of the line radar, we recommend going for a separate unit for each. Like, for example, getting the ThinkWare U1000 for the 4K dash cam portion and the Escort Redline for the radar detector portion. However, if your thing is all about convenience, then we definitely recommend the Cobra Road Scout. Cobra Road Scout is definitely one of the best 2-in-1 radar dash cam combinations on the market today. And that's it, folks. We hope you've enjoyed our overview video of the Cobra Road Scout. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please drop it in the comments below and we're happy to help. Last but not least, if you're interested in purchasing the Cobra Road Scout, right now we're offering 5% off when you use the code BBMCTube.